Everyone has one of those cases. Something that's just impossible for them to crack. Most people let them go cold, try to forget about them. But I'm not most people. One day when some unlucky broad came in my office— One day when some beautiful woman who's not gonna kick me in the face came into my office and gave me the case of 2.0's roster, there was no way I could refuse. 5 months, going on 6 with no new information. Nothing that I'm not used to. And it wouldn't be the first time that this perp has let a case go cold for this long. So I took it. But the more time I worked on it, the more I realized I'm really bad at detective work. Like, this ain't even a real trilby. It's a PNG I found on Google. Oh, there it goes. But I have been able to piece together some things, from the obvious to the more obscure. So, let's talk about who will be in Strive 2.0. I don't have a lot of time. Supps is doing an absolutely massive Christmas sale. Basically, the more stuff you buy, the more free things you get. If you use code HE'sGekking, you get 10% off of literally anything in the store. It would really help me out. I'm in a bit of a tough situation right now. Also, I'm streaming right now. We're playing Sonic 06. It's a long story. Come over to the Twitch and go buy Supps at gamersupps.gg using code HE'sGekking. Link in the description. Now, as you may know, this case is still open, so a lot of this is really bad detective work, meaning it's subject to change. However, I think it would be worth going over what we know really quickly. On the 3rd of August, after Top 8 of Strive Evo Finals, Arxis plays a trailer for their then-to-be-released DLC character, Lucy. Once the trailer ends, we get a second trailer, showing all the characters added to Strive in the past, set to the main theme with a special announcement at the end. Yeah! Sorry. It's a really good trailer. As you can see, there's 2 silhouettes at either side of the screen. These silhouettes are for characters who we don't already have in Strive. However, we can pretty easily deduce who they are. Let's go from left to right. We have someone wearing something similar to Kai's outfit, a belt with the word ennui written on it, multiple swords, robo-hand— shit, it's Robo-Ky. It's gonna be Robo-Ky, isn't it? Robo-Ky has been in a bunch of Guilty Gear games, originally appearing in the X series. His moveset was kind of weird. He had 2 separate bars that replaced his tension. Every time Robo-Ky uses a special move, it takes 1 block of his gauge. Depending on how full the gauge is, the properties of the attack are actually altered. If the gauge is over half full, the attack is at full strength. If the gauge is at 0, the attack is basically worthless. Robo-Ky generally wants to try and keep this as charged as possible throughout the fight, as being at over half battery gives him a massive boost to everything in his kit. You get more battery by standing on a charging pad that you can activate by pressing down dust, or stealing it from the opponent. The other one was an overheat mechanic, where the more attacks that you did, the more heat he would generate. You generally wanted to keep the bars as full as possible without overcapping either of them. If you overcapped the tension gauge, it wasn't too much of a big deal, but you were definitely wasting time. However, if you overcapped the heat, you would blow up! And that's the general playstyle he's known for. In the XX games, he's appeared in a bunch of other spin-off games, and in those games, he generally takes the form of a custom character. In Izuka and Judgment, he has the ability to combine different movesets from different characters. He was essentially the ultimate composite character, or a primitive version of that fucked up Street Fighter 6 character that you saw on a Japanese account that did a TOD on someone. However, in neither of these games was he rocking 2 whole samurai swords! Imagine the possible movesets he's going to have with two swords. I don't want to. There might be some bullshittery going on here, especially considering that he's technically already in the game as an assist for Venom, but we'll have to wait and see until we get the full headshot. If it does turn out to be someone else, I kind of doubt it's Azuna. Like, of all the people in the cast, Azuna would copy Kai's fit. Kai. And to the right of that, we have... Oh my god, it's finally happening. The hair loop. The dress. the concept art that people kept fucking sending me despite my insistence that I didn't want to see any leaks. It's her! It's Jam! Yippee! I've waited for her for literally 5 years, and we have very little to go on. Her new design looks super cute, however, she's probably not going to get a massive change in Strive. Her design in the older games was pretty simple. She'd charge up her moves and they would be affected in different ways. In Accent Core, this was her getting a bunch of stacks that give her essentially charges for the enhanced special moves, and in XR, this was a charge level system where it would go from level 0 to level 3. I think in Strive, this is going to be changed so that she only has one specific upgrade for each move, and possibly she loses her parry, considering how they've designed Strive characters. We'll see though, it's like a whole new game. Maybe, they've still not explained what 2.0 actually is, and the detectives on that case are,
What am I looking at? What is this?
they're not doing too hot. And that's all the definitive stuff that we can glean. It's going to be out next year, Arxis time relative, of course, with a minimum of 2 new characters being Robo-Ky and Jam. Yippee! That's literally it. Okay, there's a bit more legwork that we can do here. Looking at the title drop, we can go in 2 different directions. 2.0 was used in previous games by Arc System Works. The most direct one of this being Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. In the 2.0 update, Cross Tag got a massive balance overhaul alongside a bunch of new characters released at the same time. 9 of them, in fact. What the fuck? It also came with a new story scenario and a bunch of other stuff I can't be bothered looking up. The other time something recently happened that was like this was Grand Blue Rising. 4 new characters, entirely new system mechanics, a new story, probably who fucking plays Grand Blue story, don't kill me, and a new pricing model that I never got flack for because people apparently have selective reading abilities and only read the things that they want to read, but it's fine, I'm fucking over it! The free edition is an edition of the game. It says it when you boot it up. That's how you know you're playing the free version. While we could probably endlessly debate on if this game's getting a full release or not, we can see 2 parallels between the releases. A season's worth of DLC, baby! In order to not get everyone's hopes through the roof, I think I'm going to keep it down to 2 more characters, giving us an extra roster of 4. This would be an extra season's worth of DLC characters, and most importantly, it gives me a little bit of room to work with. But what are you gonna go on, Gecko? Are you just gonna guess? No, random viewer, I gave a very annoying voice too. I'm going to guess educatedly. Every once in a while, Arxis will do a massive survey in which they ask all of the current players of Strive what they think about the game, and one of the most popular sections of the quiz is asking players who they want to see next. They actually release the results of the poll every single time, and the most popular characters in the poll generally get added to the game at some point. Granted, it's not unlike Arxis to just pull a character out of thin air, but it still gives us more of an idea of what's gonna happen. And the most requested character in the newest poll is... oh. Honestly, a new character is a pretty easy cast, considering Strive's story has concluded. Twice. So they'll need something to push a conflict if they're gonna do another story. Arxis have also said that they've got several characters designed that they just haven't been able to do anything with yet. So I'm sure that they'll show up in some way. Alternatively, it could be a new character that we technically already know about, but just never had in a playable fighting game form. Ain't that a fun thought? After that, okay, there's 2 paths for this one. Maybe we just take another character on the list and... okay, which influencer is giving you guys these opinions? Raven? Zappa? Do you guys know what you're asking for here? Horse and Answer, I absolutely fuck with. Thank you guys for that one. But Raven? I think I speak for everyone when I say please ignore what North America and Europe want with characters. We're just fucking wrong, apparently. We should listen to an underrepresented region. Like Korea! Raise your hand if you want come! Okay, that was like 5 of you, and I think maybe 2 of you might have actually played Xrd. Okay, but there's an alternative way this could go. Perhaps it follows the previous season structure. 2 fan favorites, a new character relevant to the story, and a crossover character. Now, I know I just opened the floodgates, but fuck you. This is my video, and I have a proposal. Wagner. Oh, but at the end of Central Fiction, that was over 10 years ago. He's in Entropy Effect, and that's getting a kind of relevant BlazBlue story. Grow old and shut up! I've wanted Ragnar in Strive for a super long time now. BlazBlue is in a super weird spot, especially since Entropy Effect sold gangbusters, and he's doing super well for himself. Not to mention Strive did even better than Entropy Effect did. So it makes no sense for Arxis to just abandon what they have for both games and make a whole new BlazBlue game. But I want to see him again. Could you imagine him in the gear art style? In the pseudo 3D? No longer limited to the pixel art that was made in, like, 2009? I want to see it. I want to see his moves again. I want to hear his voice. Arxis, please give this small, ish YouTuber a Christmas miracle. And bring him back to us. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Strive 2.0. Let me know what you think will happen down in the comment section below. Don't even try and say Goku, it's a blocked word. Thanks for watching, everyone!